Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maddie and this is Kitty Stitch. It's a place where I like to talk about cross stitch and all of the other things that I love to make. So if you are a crafter, go ahead and stick around. Today I have 6 different cross stitch projects to talk about. A knitting project, and then I was just going to show you another little thing that I made as well. So yeah. Hope you stick around. For today's cross stitch, I have 6 different projects to show you today. About 12,000 stitches worth of progress, 2 FFOs, fully finished objects, 3 finished objects, was losing words there, and 1 whip. So really over the last couple weeks, I've been just wanting to get some things over the finish line. So got 4 projects finished, one of which was an FFO as well. We'll start with one that was already finished up, and this is Kindred Friends by Heart and Hand Designs. So finished this a month or so ago. It was actually the StitchCon exclusive pattern, and I turned mine into a project bag. So here is how that turned out. It's super cute. It's not necessarily the straightest, but it's cute, and it's in a project bag now. So I actually picked this fabric up from my local creative reuse store, and it was perfect because this is exactly what keepsakes bags look like that they give you after you buy something there. So that was seriously perfect. I just sewed some fabric onto each of the ends of this to make the panel, and then used Elizabeth Ann's very first project bag tutorial to actually finish the bag. For the inside, I just had another piece of fabric from the reuse store. It's like a nice floral, I don't even know what kind of design you would call that, but yeah, it looks super nice, and I plan on keeping my StitchCon start every year in this project bag. So super happy with how this came out. The next project that I'm going to show you today is a finish and FFO, and that is Celestial Sisters Biscornu. So I started this one on March 29th of this year. It was a market release for 2025, and I finished it on August 11th and FFO'd it basically the next day. I was so excited when I saw this project released because I just thought it was such a cute idea. It's a Biscornu stitched on 2 separate pieces of fabric. So I used 40 count Joy to the World by Grace Notes Fabrics and 40 count Stratus by Color and Cotton. So here is my finished Biscornu. Here's the first side, the moon, and I added beads here on this side. Then the next side is the sun. So I previously had the moon finished the last time you saw this, and so I finished up the sun side as well, added some gold beads there, and it just turned out so cute. My favorite part is actually when I put it together, I also added beads along the stitching for the Biscornu to actually put the piece together. So Biscornus are hand stitched together, basically lacing it through 2 separate parts of backstitch. And so I did beads on every 3rd backstitch, and I just think it came out so cute. It just adds a nice little extra touch to the project. I stuffed it with part lizard litter and part fiberfill. I like them to have a little bit of weight to them, and I like them to be really firm too. So yeah, the buttons that I used were just some that I had in my collection, and the beads that I used were from Michael's. Well, it was a mix. The ones I used on the moon side were left over from a Mill Hill project. They were 00161, just clear beads. And then the beads that I used for the sun side and to put the project together were some gold delicate beads that I picked up from Michael's. So yeah, this one I ended up doing 5 days of progress on, about 3,600 stitches to get it to the finish line, and I could not be happier with how it turned out. I'm definitely going to use beads anytime I put together a Biscornu now because it's so fun. So there is Celestial Sisters Biscornu. I hope you guys can hear me all right. I actually got a mic that I've attached to my shirt down here. I just felt like the audio in some of my previous videos was not the best. It gets hot in here, and so I like to have an AC unit. So I know it blocks out the sound of that, which is great. But I hope it's picking up my audio well and like when I'm moving around and things. So let me know what you think. I hope you like it because I like having the AC on in here. But I'll have 3 more finishes to show you today. They are just finished as far as the stitching goes, not necessarily into finished objects yet. But I thought it would be fun to go from smallest to largest. So the smallest finish that I have today is my UFO by Mill Hill. And here is where that is finished at. Just turned out so cute. I actually purchased this because it reminded me of the Tortured Poets Department by Taylor Swift. And what good news, she has another album coming out, The Life of a Showgirl. So this was perfect timing to get finished up. I'm going to turn it into an ornament and either hang it on my pegboard back here or on the Christmas tree. So super happy with how this one turned out. Super cute. And as we know, I love a good Mill Hill. So that is the first finish. The second finish today, the middle-sized finished project, is Forget Me Not by Blackbird Designs. So you might have heard the story behind this one before, but I was able to borrow this from my friend Rachel. She bought the whole series by Blackbird that is out of print that this specific chart is a part of, and she's kind enough to let me borrow it. So I definitely need to get this back to her ASAP. I don't want to send it through the mail because I'm nervous, and she lives not too far, so it's just an excuse for us to hopefully get together sometime soon. But she was kind enough to let me borrow the chart, and then Marjorie, on the way over from StitchCon, actually picked up the conversion that I had put together by Color and Cotton. So they did the conversion for me, which was lovely. I can share that on my Instagram if anyone is interested. But I started this one June 14th, finished it August 4th. Really wanted to get it done fast so I could have it done and ready to give that chart back to Rachel the next time that I see her. I worked on it for 6 days for about 2,700 stitches, and here is where it's at finished. Just so beautiful. I stitched this using 40 count dirty parchment by Evertotes that I picked up from Stitch North, or no, did I pick this up? Oh yeah, I got this at Stitch North last year. And they gave you an alphabet to put initials in the pot. So I actually put both of my grandma's initials there in the pot. So I have an E on this side and a K on this side. And I just love how it turned out. I saw this for the very first time from Lady Huzzah at StitchCon 2 years ago. And she was giving out floss drops of this chart. And it was just, I was like, I need that in my life. And then Rachel bought the whole series, and I was like, great, can I borrow that immediately? And she was kind enough to let me. So that is this one has quite a story behind actually how I found this piece and stitched this piece. But so happy to have it done. I can't wait to get it in a frame. I actually have Forget Me Not by Liz Matthews stitched and framed downstairs in my kitchen. And so I think these two would go together, or those two would go together perfectly. So yeah, there is Forget Me Not by Blackbird Designs. I'll show you the floss ring as well because the colors are awesome. Color and Cotton did a lovely job. So there's where they are. I love these 2 blues. I can't wait to use them in something else. And then like this pink, you would not think that the pink would be in there, but it sure is. So there's the Color and Cotton conversion as well. The last finish and the biggest finish that I have to show you today is my stocking. So I had a goal to get this finished by October so that I could bring it to Keepsakes to have them fully finish it and have it ready for the Christmas season. And I was actually able to get it finished a little bit earlier than scheduled. So I have that to show you here today. I started it on December 8th of 2024 and finished it on July 27th of 2025. So to get this to the finish line, I had about 2,900 stitches to do so, and all the back stitching. So without further ado, here she is. Ta-da! Oh my gosh. It's just, it's so good. This is a Dimensions stocking that is out of print. I purchased from eBay, and I just am so happy with how it turned out. It's so incredible how the backstitch really just brings these Dimensions projects, and really any project, to life so much. All of these people for a long time were just looking like blobs, and I was getting real nervous, but it is just amazing. I did go ahead and add, I made a stocking for my husband as well, and his came with these little sequins that look like snow. And so I just used the extras on mine as well, and I just think it gives it a nice little extra sparkle there too when the light hits it. I plan on dropping my stocking off at Keepsakes actually, hopefully this weekend, to get finished. And I wanted to provide my own supplies to do so because I'm hoping one day to have a humongous family that I can make stockings for. So I wanted all of them to have coordinating finishing supplies. So I bought quite a bit of finishing supplies that I'll bring to Keepsakes, and then whatever is extra I'll just keep for other stockings to come. But the first thing that I got was some velvet. So this is what I plan to use to finish on the back. It is just a very, very dark green. It's maybe a little darker than I was hoping, but it's okay. This is called Hunter Green. It's a micro velvet from Fabric Wholesale Direct online. It was pretty affordable. I think it was $10 a yard. I got 3 yards. I'm thinking that I can finish quite a few stockings. And so this is what I will use for the backing. Then for the lining, I picked up from Hobby Lobby, and this I got 6 yards, and I'm glad that I took some time to think because I almost ordered the same amount for the backing and the lining. But obviously, if you think about it, the lining will be lining the interior of the stitching and the interior of the backing. So I got double that. I got 6 yards of this fabric, and it is just a quilting cotton. It is from Hobby Lobby, 6 yards. It's called Ticking Duck Cloth fabric, if you're looking for it. I ordered it online. I'd never ordered online from Hobby Lobby before. Oh, here, we'll take it out of the bag. But it is just a nice grayish blue ticking fabric that I thought would be good. Really, I just thought these two would go nicely with many other types of designs as well. They're kind of just common colors that I feel like would be in different types of stockings. So those are the two fabrics that I got. I also picked up some, I want to say edging. That's not what this is called. Cording. This is from Hobby Lobby as well. I got 6 spools of this. I think each spool can finish 3. So it's just a nice gray, white, and silver that, again, I feel like will go with many different stockings, including the ones we have currently. So, yeah, I'm going to have to find somewhere to store all this. I think I'm just going to store it with all my Christmas decorations because I don't want to store it up here with this stuff that I'm not ever really going to use it. And it's a lot. Like, it's kind of heavy. This is a lot of fabric and a whole nother thing of these too. So, yeah, that's my stocking. I'm so happy to have it finished. I cannot wait to see the finished product. They might hang up from whenever I get them back until March this year, just because I'm so excited for them. So, yeah, that is Winter's Twilight stocking. And there's some great pictures on my Instagram as well that I posted of the before and after backstitch. That's like seriously my favorite part of doing anything full coverage is saving the backstitch for the end and then taking before and after pictures just to really see how much of a difference that backstitch can make. Because when you're doing the backstitch and hating your life, it really pays off to see the comparison between the two. The last project I have to show you today is a whip. It's the one I've been working on the most recently. After doing those finishes, I decided to put some work into my biggest project that I have going currently, and that is Carnival by Jan Hicks. So here's a picture of what that will look like when it is finished. I started this August 1st of 2024, and I've got about 1,500 stitches in it since the last time you saw it for about 5 days. And here's where it is at currently. So good. I've been working, I started on this and finished up this side of the border and then started working on this area and this middle portion as well. I would really love to get this one finished up by the next couple of weeks, maybe. I think I have like 1,200 stitches remaining. But I know that once fall comes around, I'm going to forget about this one and not want to work on it. So really, I would love to get it finished. That's a lot of stitches, obviously, so I have no idea if that will actually happen, but we'll say that I will try to finish it by the next video. Maybe by 2 videos from now. But that's Carnival by Jan Hicks. Like I mentioned, just a little bit of knitting here today. So I was able to finish a sock. If you saw in my 127 yard sale vlog, I was working on a sock in the car and throughout some other traveling during the weekend, and I got my sock finished. And if you've been around for any point of time on this channel, you know I've been having some major tension issues, and these socks actually fit the way that I want them to. So I actually have this yarn that I'm using is like one of my favorite sock bases. It's by Aisling's Yarn, and it's their BFL sock base. I'll go ahead and link to them below. They're a great small dyer, and they have awesome colorways and a really nice base. I think it's the BFL has a longer fiber count, which makes it good for socks, but it's a little bit rustic, but I like it that in a sock. And so I have another pair using this exact same type of yarn that I made that is my favorite. And so I literally would go through and measure my gauge to match it to that, like every 15 rows, just to make sure I wasn't doing anything funky. But here is the sock finished. I like to do 60 rows for my leg. The Crazy Sock Ladies tutorial for knitting socks on 9-inch circulars is my go-to way to make socks. So yeah, there is the first one. This is called the Water Horse, this colorway. It comes with a mini skein and then the full skein as well for the body of the sock. And yeah, I was able to get a small start as well on the second sock. And I've been just measuring my gauge right away. So, I mean, I'm really not far. I just kind of started on the actual leg portion, but there is where it is at. Yeah, not much else to say. I'm happy that these fit, and I don't want to jinx it. So, there's that. My other little small project that I wanted to show you today was just something silly that I made. I saw this on TikTok is where I got the idea, and it is a button necklace. So it was so simple to make. I got buttons from the Creative Reuse store and just used embroidery floss in pink and strung them all together. And I don't know, it's cute. It's silly. I thought it would be fun to wear to retreats or something. Like, come on, that's cute. I feel like a teacher with it on, like a kindergarten teacher. But yeah, there's my button necklace. I hope you like it. Last little bit to touch on here today is just haul and plans. So for haul, I don't really have too much to show. I did place an order with 123 Stitch, and I got a piece of fabric and a chart. The first one is a chart by Rosewood Manor. When I finished Turkish Delight, I was looking at the Rosewood Manor's other charts, and I fell in love with this one, and I just had to have it. This is Tickled Pink. I've never seen this before, but oh my gosh, it's so fun. The pink flowers, the blue fabric, I love it. So definitely had to have that. I wonder if this says when it came out. It says copyright 2022. I wonder if that's when it came out. It doesn't say, but yeah, super cute. I love this. I'm sure it's a beast, as many of her charts are, but yeah, really cute. I also picked up a piece of fabric. This is a 40 count apricot Newcastle linen. I just got a fat quarter of it. There's a Jet X Stitch chart that I hope will be releasing soon. It's called I Love Cross Stitch. She's posted it on her Instagram and also shown it in her videos quite a few times. It's the one with like the teddy bear on it, and it's so cute. It's a sampler style. And so this is what she said is the called for. So I bought that so that as soon as it's released, I can get that in my little paws because I am obsessed with it. that's it for haul, really. I did go, like I said, the 127 garage sale. I did a vlog of that. I got quite a bit of stuff. I got a couple frames for stitching and a lot of vintage buttons, but I did go do a whole walkthrough of that as well. So if you're interested, go ahead and check that out. But as far as plans, I guess I made it a plan to maybe finish Carnival, but outside of that, my other plan is a new start for Tomato August. So this is something that is hosted by a few of my friends. We like to stitch strawberries in June, and now we're doing Tomato August, and I'm not complaining at all because I've had the shirt that I'm planning to start for quite some time, and that is Heirloom Tomato by Erica Michaels. I am going to start this one, the little strawberry that's actually a tomato. Come on, so cute. I'm actually working on picking out fabric for that now, so I figured I would show you the options that I have. First is just a white. This is Atomic Ranch Antique White. I have Moonstone by Fiber on a Whim. And then these next two are a little out there. I was thinking the red would really pop on Kiwi by Fiber on a Whim. So that could be really cute. Or, again, a little out there, but this is by X Jude. I think it's called Baby Powder. Brick Powder. Brick Powder, not Baby Powder. And that is this. It's definitely like a peachy color. So if you have any thoughts, let me know on that. I feel like I'm leaning towards one of these two, and I just can't decide what. I'm going to pull colors for it this evening as well. So would love to know what you think I should start that on. And those are really my main, that's all I really know. I hope you enjoyed. I had so much fun showing you everything. I'm so happy to have my stocking finished and a lot of other projects finished as well. I think that means that I technically can start more projects. So stay tuned for that. But thank you so much for watching today, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.